Hello, we are back for another session on advertising and its various aspects. We see so many kinds of ads and each seems so different from the other. Ad seems to have different purposes and seems to be doing different things. Some ads are with visuals and pictures and others are only written material. Some have a story in it and others are very direct and to the point. We see some ads in a variety of media while some ads are only seen at very specific places. Some ads seems to be selling a brand while others seems to be talking very generally about a company or an organization. There are various ads that takes up issues affecting society and don't seems to be benefiting the sponsors of the ad, but are only for general welfare and good of the society. This may naturally make you wonder if there is any way of listing or identifying types of ads and knowing if there is some kind of method for putting them into an organized format. Let us look at some of them. There are various types of ads. To understand this and to examine the whole issue, we need to look at the types of ads and the types of messages possible in an ad. To start with, let us try and see how the ads are identified or categorized. Ads that have visuals and pictures in them are called display ads, and the ones which come under specific headings or columns are called classified advertisements. Display advertisements usually are promoting a product or service that is general in nature and is talking to a wide set of public. It needs to attract the attention of the target audience and is usually fighting or competing with a lot of other messages. So, in this clutter and overcrowding, it needs to use some method to get the attention and interest of the target audience. It needs to be the most interesting and eye-catching. For achieving this, it needs to use visuals, pictures, photos and color. In fact, try out any method to emerge different from all the others and standing out in the crowd. That is why they are called display advertisements, as they show or display or exhibit the product, brand or idea and create a whole story for it. These advertisements use a lot of creativity and originality in their effort to catch the attention and convince the public. The other kind of advertisements that are seen especially in the print medium are the classified ads. As the name suggests, these advertisements come under specific headings and columns. For example, to let ads for renting property. It could be for a variety of reasons. It could be for the sale of cars or household goods. It could be matrimonial ads for brides or grooms. These ads are seen very often in the print media. The characteristics of these ads are that it is short and crisp and to the point. It has no frills or stories. In fact, over the years, these ads have developed their own short forms and acronyms. For example, BWF is Bride Wanted For in a matrimonial advertisement. 2010, 12,000, 1,50,000 in car sales advertisement indicate that it's a 2010 year model which has done 12,000 kilometers mileage and the expected price is rupees 1,50,000. Why is this happening? The reason is that these advertisements come under specified headings and locations, so they have a focused and fixed readership. Any person who is interested in the topic reads and consults the column and his total attention is there in the message. The reader is in a state of readiness or preparedness to absorb what is being said. So this message gets its work done faster and does not need to fight for attention. In such a situation, the message can be short, precise and to the point, and it will still achieve its impact. That's the reason these advertisements are short and without visuals and frills. They are called classified advertisements. They are placed under categorized headings and are classified into various activities. This kind of classification is seen in different media platforms. Advertisements are given at places where we are sure of getting the attention of the viewer, or it will come during programs that the viewer has an interest in. For example, messages for investments will come on a TV business news channel, or brands of sports related items will choose to advertise along with the sports event or on a sports channel. This is done as we are able to focus on a suitable target audience by this kind of selection. The latest development that has taken place in the print media is the concept of display classified advertisements. What we see in the classified columns is a series of advertisements running one after the other, more or less like continuous reading matter. This makes it difficult for advertisements to be recognized and read separately. Now, a solution to this problem is there. Each advertisement or message is highlighted with a bullet or star, or some ads have pictures or photos in them to attract attention, or they use color or are printed in reverse, that is when the background is darker than the words. Gradually, what is happening is that these advertisements are getting the features of a display advertisements but are still appearing in a specified location under the heading. So, now they have a features of both the display and classified advertisements and thus are called display classifieds. Advertisements are further identified on the basis of topic they deal with. The nature of the advertisement or its subject is what is used to list the type of advertisements. So, we have the following kinds or types of advertisements. Consumer advertisements are the ones that deal with all kinds of consumer products, right from fast moving consumer goods commonly known as FMCGs to consumer durables. They sell brands, services and ideas. Advertisements for soaps, televisions, cars, clothes, mobile services are all consumer advertisements, and the list is long and endless. Corporate advertisements are the ones that are made for talking and promoting the image of a corporate house or a company. They are not selling anything in particular but talk and promote the history, image and the activities of the company. This would also include all the work the company does beyond its commercial activities. Industrial ads relate to selling products and services to industries and factories. So, it would deal with things like machinery, technology and raw materials, all of which are used in manufacturing and production by another industry. These would appear in industry specific magazines, journals and pamphlets. Retail advertisements relate to selling and promoting shops, retail stores and chains of stores or supermarkets. Announcements of sales and discounts by shops and stores would also be a part of this. National advertisements relate to the geographical coverage of the advertisement. Any message dealing with an all India audience and suitably appearing in the media to cover more than 2 states would be a national advertisement. Local advertisements that deal with issues and people in a small area could be a town or village or even a small portion of a metropolitan city. So, shops in a market, local exhibitions or even notices from the municipality or local government bodies would be considered as local advertisements. These advertisements deal with specific professions and occupations. They cover issues and announcements relating to the particular needs of that specialty and would usually appear in media that is very specifically targeted at that trade or occupation. So, it would be medical journals for doctors or trade magazines for IT professionals. These advertisements deal with messages relating to issues dealing with the welfare of the people. Examples of this would be anti-smoking, HIV and AIDS, cancer prevention, dowry, child labor or environment and its protection. These issues require that the public be made aware of them and then be informed about the latest developments and also bring about a change in mindset or attitudes towards the concept. These advertisements are the ones made for hiring public or offer jobs to public. These would include the post for which the person is applying along with the required qualifications for the job and the remuneration or pay offered. These can also appear as the separate section of advertisements or as a special supplement. These advertisements deal with issues related to finance and investment. So, all banking advertisements, investments and saving schemes and offers, balance sheets of companies, annual reports and performance reports are different kinds of financial advertisements. These advertisements deal with messages and the announcement for the general interest of the public. Births and deaths, obituaries, remembrance, train and plane schedules, traffic advisories, tax related issues and other such issues that concern the public get included in this category. These advertisements deal with the topic of seeking quotations and contracts related to government and other departments. Legal notices and notices from the police about missing persons or wanted criminals are also included in this category. These advertisements or real estate advertisements are special ones dealing with buying, selling and renting of residential or commercial property. These advertisements are a special kind of an advertisement where two or more companies or brands combine to give a message which relates to all of them. The best example of this would be where we see shops or showrooms located in a mall or a market jointly announcing a sale or discounts available in that mall or market. This would be another type of consumer advertisement only. We have looked at the various types of advertisements and the purpose they serve. The next thing we need to look into is that how these advertisements are made and structured. Is there a difference in the content and the structure of these various advertisements? Do we need to design differently for different types of advertisements? Is the content and the message different for different media?
There are various media available for giving an ad, and the message gets designed as per the requirement of the media. This we have seen earlier also, but what we see now is that the content and design of the message has to suit the media. Print media requires more detailing, more of facts and figures. TV and audio is a fleeting media, so we find we design messages that are more visual, which are more easy to remember and require less of comprehension and thought to it.
First, let us examine the concept of the content of the various types of advertisements. The consumer or retail advertisements or the social or public service advertisements are all working harder to get the attention and make an impact on the target audience. In a lot of cases, they need to bring about a change in the attitude of the viewer. To get all this done, they need to do different and creative form for all the other advertisements. In their structure and creation, more of imagination, color and visuals need to be used. Even the words and language has to be creative and interesting. All this will ensure that the advertisement attracts the attention, creates interest and leads to some response and action by the target audience. The professional and industrial advertisements are focused on the public who are interested in the message. Also, they are looking for information and knowledge about the product or brand. So, for these kinds of advertisement, we need to be more direct and straightforward with the visuals and the message. The content is more in terms of features and attributes, and the whole message is designed as a knowledge bank for the target audience. Design and content of an advertisement can change or vary as per the media and the nature of the media in which the message appears. We have to suit the message, both the visual and the copy part of it, to the nature of the media in which we are advertising. Each kind of media has its own characteristics and peculiarities, so we have to understand these and then plan out the message presentation to suit the media. So, the design and the written matter of the message both should take maximum advantage of the media in which the message appears. We want to reap the most benefits from the use of the media we are making. How do we do this? For this, let us look at the various media available and their special features and start the panning process. Print is the oldest media and it has the best advantage for being a very credible source of information. The printed words cannot be changed, and also this kind of a message has a very long life. Another aspect is that when public see this kind of a message, they are focused on reading it and are very serious about the interest they show in it.
In the print media, we find copy is the backbone of the message, and we rely a lot on facts and figures to present in a print ad. So that's where you'll see comparisons where one brand is compared with a competing brand by feature wise by drawing tables.
To design messages for this media, we keep the following in mind. The message should give a lot of details. The visual can be detailed also. Comparisons between various options can be made. Details of contact numbers and addresses are also used effectively when they appear in this media. The message can be copy heavy or can have a lot of written matter. Serious and technical content can be given in this media and it will be received well by the target audience. The next media is the audio visual one, and the most common ones are television and movies. Here the biggest advantage is that it breaks the barriers of literacy, and the visual aspect can be used to the advantage of the brand or the person giving the message.
Copywriting for television and radio is different. Here you need to create more interest, kind of sensation about the brand, and you play around with words and maybe humor, or work out a jingle which will catch the attention and keep the interest of the audience alive.
There is a drawback of this media, though the life of the message is very short and the attention of the viewer is also not fully concentrated on the messages. Messages in this media can show the demonstration and usage of products. Color and animation can be used effectively. Be short and sweet without giving too many details. Need to be repeated frequently to make an impact. Show the packaging and the appearance to tempt and attract the buyers. Show the cause and effect of product and ideas. Even do things like show the before and after situation. The next major media is the audio one, namely radio. This relies only on the soundtrack. This media is used by the target audience along with other activities. For example, we listen to the radio while driving or while exercising, but basically our attention is never 100% with this media. Thus, when we design messages for this media, we need to keep in mind that the messages should be short and crisp. They should connect with the same messages on the other media. That is, they should just be a repetition and extension of a message on television or print. A good point about this media is that voices of known personalities or imitations of them can be used, and that makes a very strong impact. Most of the time, the messages are just a reminder of advertisements elsewhere, and the message cannot be too detailed or lengthy as the attention of the viewer is very short-lived. The media that is emerging as the most useful one today is the outdoor or out of home, commonly known as OOH. This media makes a major impact as it catches the viewer anywhere or everywhere. But as the viewer is on the move, attention or focus might not be there as much as the advertiser wants. So, in this designing messages for this media, we need to depend more on visuals and colors. The use of copy or words should be limited. Bold, bright and interesting visuals makes more of an impact. Simple design and effects should be used as the same message is to be made using local artists or techniques. Lastly, this is very suitable as a reminder or an add-on with messages in any other media.
The most important media which is coming and emerging in today's world is what is called the out of home or OOH. What has been discovered, or what research has revealed, is that people are more outside their homes than within the house. They depend less on newspapers, they are even watching less of television, and they are either in transit for work or back from work. So they are looking at hoardings, they are looking at ads in metros, local trains, outside malls, on the road. So what we as advertisers are doing is using more of these for giving our message about the brand.
The last choice of media available to us is what we call the new media, which includes internet, digital and SMS. These have features and characteristics that is a combination of the media discussed already, so we need to suit the message and content on a case-to-case basis. For example, a brand website is very similar to message in print. An audio-visual advertisement on the net or on an LCD screen in a shop would correspond to a television advertisement. SMS would be very similar to a print message but with features of a trade or professional message.
Of course, for the younger generation, the latest media, the internet, and related to what we call social media. Social media like your Facebook, Twitter, and Orkut and other sites, which are basically used for remaining in touch or being constantly updated about what is happening in each other's lives. But for us in advertising, what we see is that it is a good opportunity to create the hub for people to discuss brands, discuss the experience with brands, and also create that buzz about brands and products.
So, at the end, what we gather and conclude from this lesson is that all advertisements are not uniform. They serve different aims and objectives, and based on this, they are planned, designed, and executed differently. That's all for today. I hope that you have liked the lecture and found it useful. We'll see you soon. Till then, goodbye.